I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video I will give you answer to one of the most asked questions I get on a daily basis. How do I research my projects? And I will give you a price prediction on the SolChicks NFT project that I'm basically heavily invested in, right? So I invested so far $16,000 into this project. Next week, I will invest an additional $30,000. I will show you my entire analysis, my research, what I've done, and how you can research projects. So if you're not familiar, check out the videos on my channel. I always do a lot of research on projects that I want to invest in. That's my thing. I don't follow the hype that much. I focus on research. This literally takes me hours, so this might be quite a long video and a little boring if you're not into the whole research thing. However, this is how I almost guarantee myself the lowest risk possible. There's no investing without risk, and always do your own research. This video is not financial advice, it's for entertainment purposes only. However, I want to get the highest yield possible on my investments, of course. In order to do this, I do a lot of research, and in this research I also make a price prediction to see what my ROI could be. So yeah, I expect this video to run for about either from half an hour all the way to 90 minutes. So tag along. I hope you enjoy this. Don't complain that the video is too long. I don't care. This is what I do. This is what you guys wanted to see, so I hope you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments down below. All right, I'm on the SolChicks website right now. So how I got to SolChicks actually was I am a holder of the TruePNL coin. As you can see, I got quite the balance, and they listed SolChicks about a week and a half ago, I think, as one of their upcoming IDOs. So that is where it all started for me. I saw the project here. Well, actually, one of my buddies saw it. And we read the description. We were kind of interested when we looked at the overall information. So this is where it began. So the tokens available 4 million, the sale goal 200,000, the price per token 5 cents USDT. They got some hype index there. But I always start with the documentation and the socials. I research so many projects, so at least 5 to 10 projects a day. It takes me about 4 hours. Usually that's 1 or 2 major good projects. The other ones take me like 5 minutes to find out that they're garbage, right? There is definitely a clear pattern. So the vesting is obviously something I take into consideration, but we will get back to that later. One of the most important things that I research is the documentation, the pitch deck, and then the socials with their website. So starting with their website, the first thing I noticed for SolChicks is that it looks extremely professional, right? There are some cool videos on their website. There is a nice format. The team is there. There's a good timeline. I can appreciate this. You don't want to know at how many projects I look where the website just looks like a $10 WordPress template. It's a complete joke, right? So and still these projects tend to do well. So when a project tends to have a good website, yeah, I like that. So if we play the video,
this was Chico.
Oh, let me just mute it real quick. They have like a cool video on like their little stories, SolChicks, like a little trailer, and some gameplay included. Because I think I see a lot of videos where it's just like some kind of like PowerPoint, Adobe After Effects creation, which is cool, but this includes some gameplay. Then of course you have the first one, which again, this one I think just has the text. There are some cinematics, again, and gameplay in there, which I think is cool. You get a real feel for the game. You have some expectations. What is this game actually going to be about, right? So it's on the Solana blockchain, which for me was new. I didn't expect to look at a Solana blockchain game, but it turned out to be quite good. It's play to earn fantasy game. At that time when I was researching, didn't have this yet, and the IDO is happening 7 days from now, which is cool. So primarily buy and sell SolChicks within the community. All right, so the NFT SolChicks are tradable, create collections and earn rewards, breed, so there's breeding involved, and play games in a universe, so there must be an open world element to it. Right, what is a SolChick? That's obviously important. Our mission is simple: be the leading fantasy NFT PvP and play-to-earn gaming ecosystem. All right, so it's not only play-to-earn, there's also a PvP element in it, player versus player, which is quite cool, on the Solana blockchain. Yeah. We build our game around adorable SolChick NFT collectibles where players use their SolChick as their character. Okay, so you need to have an NFT in order to play the game as the character. All right, that's cool. We believe with the right team and passion we can realize. Okay, so they all believe this, so this doesn't mean that much, right? Okay, so there's a demo of the PvP gameplay, so that's quite cool. This looks like the actual game, so that's awesome. And there's a raid gameplay, so this is player versus enemy, right? PvE, and this is the PvP. So I just like that they have the demo there as the proof of concept, and they have a game demo actually. But that's before I did my research. It was not available. They released it a couple of days ago, so you can also play that. Okay, so far so good. Yeah. All right, why SolChicks? Obviously that is the main question. Earn SolChick. Each SolChick is uniquely created and carefully designed. Well, okay, we can see the attributes. Will we get a new page? Yes. All right, so that's cool. Then fully integrated gaming metaverse with exciting features. Okay, I want to see that. I want to see all of this. Right, so they have quite an extensive website, which is good, but fully integrated gaming metaverse with exciting features. All right, what are these features? We'll look at it in a second. Players will get paid to play, which is obviously the main concept of a play-to-earn game. 50-person team with deep research and proven track record. Okay, so this is one thing that extremely interests me. Big team. Yes, but big team doesn't mean that much if they don't have the experience to back it up. Turns out they do, which I will show you in a second. Extensive partnerships with marketing leading blockchain institutions, ensuring broad scale, seamless experience, all right? So what are these partners then? Well, here you go. There are a fuck ton. Solana, obviously, because it's Solana blockchain. Altura, Solanart, Chainlink, CoinCora, CoinDesk, Digital Eyes, SolShop, Magic Eden. So there's some marketplaces already here for the NFTs. SolSea, Grape, 8pay, Slope, Exelix, Brave, Blockchain News, Axie Infinity. All right. What's this? Mesa, Gaming, AdGamers, OVT, the Coin Times. All right. So primarily these are like ecosystem supporters, but I want to see all the details if they have more. I also know that FTX NFT is one of the partners right now. It's not even on there yet. I would definitely put that on there because that's one of the bigger ones. Okay, how owners earn from SolChicks. Earn Chick tokens, which has governance rights through weekly leaderboard MRR ranking. Earn in-game NFT items, Shard of Love, which can be traded in real world. Okay, breeding SolChicks and selling them. Okay, so that the breeding aspect coming back and earning Sol coins in-game currency. All right. All right, select core team members and see all. So obviously you want to see all as well. All right, this is one of the most important things. This is where the real research starts. We had the look and feel before, which is obviously important. We get some background information. We still have to look at the white paper. We still have to look at the pitch deck, which are both, I would say, equally important. The first look is great, right? SolChicks looks like a decent platform. That was my initial thought, and I'm going to say that again. However, the team is very important. I don't like that they don't have last names. I want to know their last names. It needs to be transparent. However, they have their Instagram, their LinkedIn all linked, so that creates some trust. Yeah, okay, so we're going to the CEO guy, William. I'm going to go to his Instagram to see if he's legit. Always on the road, blah, 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 blah. Usually in Australia, New Zealand, or was this China? Hong Kong maybe? Yeah, Hong Kong probably. All right, so he's like some model type of dude. I don't care. What I do care about is his LinkedIn, which is right here. So Instagram, I don't really care about. I care about the LinkedIn. All right, 500 plus connections. He has a bio. I just want to know if it's legit, right? Used to work for McKinsey. All right, Internet United Nations, London, remote. And he's an MBA candidate while working on this SolChick project. All right. Doesn't seem like it has been updated super recently, but nothing shady here. It's not like a fake profile, nothing like that, right? So that's good. Going back, so this is the guy I spoke with briefly, Lewis, on Telegram. So he has the SolChicks everywhere, right? Co-founder and chief operating officer of SolChicks. this is what I like. This is what I like to see. Again, 500 connections, looks like a real profile, everything matches. I'm not gonna dig deep through everything. I just want to see that everything is coherent, it makes sense. Again, SolChicks, game development, graphics lead, makes sense, all works. And they have some experience there, game design, marketing. So I might go one by one just to check out all these guys, right? All right, so this guy also works at the same time at something else. So they probably know each other from McKinsey, because it says ex-McKinsey. He is the owner of GoodGet. At the same time, he's the marketing lead. So then this is some type of computer software. So I would appreciate if this guy would put SolChicks in his bio if he's the marketing lead, but he didn't. It did give a small introduction on him. Maybe it's yet to be added. Pietro, if you're watching this video, add it to your LinkedIn. All right, so then we go off these people. So these are the most important people of their crew. If you do what I just did and open basically the entire list, let me see out here, team, you get basically a full overview of all the people with their Discord IDs. You can contact them, which I did, to ask some questions, right? So, oh, my computer is a little laggy because I'm exporting a video at the same time. But you can see all their Discord IDs, which I think is super transparent, right? When I spoke about the team, I primarily spoke about keeping the transparency there. So I spoke with Onyx, right? It's the community lead, just to ask some questions about what their thoughts are, what the project is. And my main guy is Alex to speak with when I have additional questions. So his tag is Blasty, which he has been extremely helpful. So that's obviously good. From the partnership team, we looked at some things, marketing team. I like to ask questions at different departments to see what their additional insights are. Obviously they have specialties, but Alex referred me to the right person every single time, even to Lewis and William. So very transparent, and that's obviously one thing I want to touch up on briefly right now, is going to Telegram. I think I shut down my Telegram for this video, but I will open it. It's not a problem. Yeah, my computer is a little slow because I'm rendering a meeting for my actual business. But if I go to the SolChicks Telegram, what you'll notice is they are super responsive, right? They're super responsive. So this guy, literally every single question that's being asked, he's picking it up. He's picking it up. Some other guys jump in, they pick it up. I've never seen anything like this before. When there's questions, usually there's like a moderator or an admin which answers questions like twice a day. Elmer, Aida, there's like a whole crew. They have like 5 to 10 community staff members answering questions 24/7. Twitter, Discord, Telegram, Facebook, it doesn't matter. They're there. Which for me, again, on the transparency of the project, people have questions. The crypto space, the NFT space, it is fast moving. Things are happening all the time. It involves a lot of money. People have questions, you know, and if you can get your answers, questions, look at this. How much is the market cap? Do I need a Solana wallet? What coin can I buy in pre-sale? It depends on the launchpad. 9 million, 1.9 TG, super transparent. Right? Which is one thing that I joined this group when it had like 20,000 people. Right now it's almost 60,000 people, and still they're keeping up with everything. They literally obviously get like 100 times the same question an hour, and they still answer everything, which I can like hugely respect. I think that's great. Look, he's typing right now. It's like consistent. So when I noticed that, I told my little private group of investors, right? We have this Telegram community which you can join in the description down below. I told them like, hey, I found this project, it looks super good, I'm still researching it, but what blows my mind is the actual engagement that they're doing with their audience, like literally answering every single question, because I have not experienced that before, and I've researched, well over 100 projects, right? I've seen admins do their best, but usually it's the owner or somebody else, and not like a full blast community team picking up everything. So that's Telegram, and then basically on Discord is exactly the same thing. Which if I launch my Discord, I can show you which is part of the research, right? Telegram, we will go over the socials in a second where we come back to these things. But basically Telegram, so SolChicks, here you go. And there's like a full, where is it? I think like the general chat is where people ask the questions. And they're there, right? King SolChick, SolChick, right? SolChicks, like literally half of the people talking is Team SolChicks answering questions just on the first page already. It's amazing. In my opinion, it's amazing. Just gave like a really good impression when I was checking it out. All right, back to the team. So yes, the team, highly trustable in my opinion, looks good, strong. They have like all kinds of bios. I don't read all the bios. I think it's super interesting, but you can contact them. I think that's important. You know, there's a good overview there of the specific team. So we're already 15 minutes in and we just have only done the homepage, right? So the research, it takes time. Obviously, when I'm not explaining it, I move a lot faster. But to be taken into consideration. All right, the release roadmap, very important. Not something I would get off the homepage. Probably I'll pick it up from the white paper, right? However, they have done 2,500 NFTs, right? The initial mint, NFT listing in 5 secondary marketplaces, which they have done, partnership with blue chip developers, partnership with major advertising platforms, launch of fully revamped website with gameplay snapshots, which I really appreciate, second wave of minting, launch a playable demo game, which I just did, right? The next step, 26th of November, which is next week, the release of the CHICK governance token. Then they're going to move into the alpha and get the game fully ready for launch in the next quarter, which I think is a very realistic timeline. So when we go to the actual game, which is obviously the core, right? We can first move to each of these tabs, which again brings us to like the different tabs. So this is the game, right? It has a button which has mint privileges, which we can click on. All right, so here we go. This is the minting of the NFTs. So number 1 to 2,500, mint cost 3 Solana, airdrop high, Solcoin airdrop high, charge of love airdrop, 2 charge, 2 times, exclusive weapon, legendary, 5 times drop in the game, legendary SolChick winning changes, high, priority boss battles. So this is some in-game early breeding event available, early access to SolChick merchandise, exclusive channel on Discord, early game updates on Discord, right? Okay, so these 2 waves have already been minted. The 3rd wave is coming, which makes the total additional 5,000. So there was 2,500 NFTs. This is an additional 2,500 NFTs, and this is the last 5,000, which I got some secret insight that it will happen in somewhere in December, right? So obviously, looking at the price, 3 Solana, 5 Solana brings the cost about 1K each. So this will do about 5K. No airdrops, low Solcoin drop, 1 shot, 1 tone. The weapon rare. So basically the quality goes down, which makes sense. The 3rd wave, fine, right? You get some privileges, which is fine. Okay, so for the game, PvP, test your metal and find out who has the mightiest SolChicks. Okay, raids, bonds, train. Okay, cool. PvP, which is again the same demo. Raids, which is again the same demo. Then bond. So you can, baby SolChicks are fragile, need your attention to grow big. Oh, so this is like a Tamagotchi kind of thing, like the thing you need to keep feeding it for it to grow. That's kind of cool. And then you can train it to specialize in skills once you go out in the open world and fight. Breeding, which I think is very important. If you are one of the lucky players who owns 2 SolChicks, you can breed them and produce a Sol egg. Bro, I have 15. So I have enough to breed me a SolChick army, right? SolChick farming. Your SolChick can also build experience through farming and raise crops. These crops can then be used in battle or sold at the marketplace. Cool. SolChicks occupation. Basically what you're looking for in these games is there needs to be something to re-engage the user to come back every day, to use the NFTs. There needs to be fun, open world. It needs to be thought out as a real game. Not just let's launch this game where people get lost and bored and then after 1 week it's done, right? Consistent things. They have land, which I super love, right? In the metaverse, claim land. There's a marketplace attached. You can move in gangs, which I think is cool. You get the weapons and they still have more to announce. So obviously the weapons would be nice to have as an additional NFT bonus, and the gangs would be friends getting experience in the game altogether. All right, so that's everything for the game. I think enough information to say that that has decent opportunity. I'm not going to say it's amazing or anything, but it does have decent opportunity. So the attributes is the next one. All right, the supply of SolChicks is limited to 10,000. So there's only 3 mints. The first mint has happened, 2,500. The second mint has happened, 2,500. Now there's going to be 1 more mint and then 10,000 total. Each SolChick will have a unique design. Overall rarity of each SolChick will be categorized based on the rarity of their design, featured, randomized. Okay, so you have common, 60% chance, just your everyday average SolChick, which to be fair isn't bad at all. 40% uncommon, 15% rare, 2% mythical, 0.1% legendary. And then you can check the rarity based on the accessories that they have and how rare things actually are. I have 1 rare, 10 uncommons, 4 commons, 15 total. And that's it for basically the attributes. Then when we look at the benefits, is that I don't think that's live, that tab, because this is just the home page. Okay, the team, we already doxed the team, so that's done. Partners. Partners are nice to look at. I don't think it's super important. It's a Solana blockchain, Chainlink, Grape, OVT, Slope, 8pay. You would need to research each of these projects individually to understand how they are connected, how they work together. But reading the official announcements just proves that they're trustworthy, I would say. Marketplaces, well, these are basically the secondary marketplaces where you can buy the NFTs, so that's good. Marketing, community, media. So basically this is the front end, but then split up. One of the cool things is obviously they signed a celebrity to their project, in this case Ice Cube, the rapper, which he also made a video.
What's up, this is your homeboy Ice Cube. This is for William and the SolChicks team, man. Congratulations, much success from the homie Ice Cube. I understand you got your shit going, it's popping, and that's a beautiful thing. So, man, congratulations, keep doing.
Okay, I hope you heard what he said. Keep doing you. SolChicks great. Shout out to William. They just hired him to do a shout out. I hope that he would be involved in the project and maybe tweet later on. We'll still have to see if that's going to happen. But it's cool that they at least got a shout out from him. Probably it's paid, but whatever. I'm not too much on that hype. I'm more into the real research, which is like obviously the whitelist and shit. Partners. So we just looked at the partners. The team. All right, so then the papers, right? The papers is the most important stuff. This is where the real research starts. The boring stuff, what people say, but this is my favorite part, right? My favorite part. And this is we're slowly progressing right now, guys. We're slowly progressing, so there's so much more to look at, to discuss. Okay, here we got the white paper, which is usually my foundation. 31 pages, sit down, read that shit, get the value that you need in order to compare it usually to other projects. You compare it to prior experience if you've gone through a lot of white papers, which I have, but this is basically a marketing talk on how great the project is. They give you an indication of the SolChick NFTs, introduction to SolChicks, how it came about, the presentation, again, the NFT economics, which we've already discussed, right? So the second mint happened on the 15th of October, which I estimate that the third mint will happen on the 15th of December, so 2 weeks after the IDO-ish. There's a 5% royalty fee, So every time it goes back to SolChicks when the NFTs are traded, which I think is decent, right? All right, tokenomics, the first major important stuff which you have to realize. There will be a fixed supply of 10 billion tokens, which will be allocated as follows. Team, 20%. Exchange liquidity 5%, which the exchange liquidity is quite low, but with such a high amount of tokens, consider it decent, especially as you have to take into consideration that most of these team, treasury, private seed, pre-sale, there will be a vesting involved, right? So if the vesting for the team is 5 years, then the liquidity percentage relative to the total team availability on TGE is low. High, I mean, other way around. So then the liquidity is fine. Right, they do a private seed, a private sale, so that's 8.4 and then 0.6, so 9% of the entire thing goes to outside investors. And then airdrops, play to earn, staking, I love that. They are very much focused on their own ecosystem at 37.7%, the biggest part. Right, treasury, advisors and marketing, obviously that is required. This looks normal, right? Nothing strange, nothing amazing either, just a good distribution, I would say. The roadmap, which I already said, like we do not look at it on the homepage, we look at it in the white paper, but it's almost exactly the same. Expected launch date of the SolChicks gaming platform. You can expect to evolve your SolChicks. Okay, so this is like on the homepage they mentioned Q1. Here it says Q4 to Q1, which is obviously better, right? Faster, better, but the quality has to be there. Okay, Battle of the Soul Fox Challenge. I think that's the first major raid boss, which has like very big spoils for in-game play to earn. So that's great. And we're talking here about still the first quarter. Our second quarter, big second update and the community. And then the third quarter, which is quite, I think, too far ahead to even say. Flocks, buildings, weapons, everything. I don't think this is something to look at just yet, but good to know that they are working on that. All right, there are multiple ways owners can earn from SolChicks. All right, so that's obviously something important. As the game is one part and the NFTs are the other part, you want to know like what is actually the benefit. Okay, they can breed, but how does it work? Quarterly leaderboard prizes, earning Chicks tokens, which has governance rights through weekly leaderboard. Okay, breeding, sell them on the marketplace, in-game rewards, in-game currency. So we have already discussed those before. Gameplay. Right, then we get like the SolChicks village. They give a little bit of a background story about the chick, how it works, how to earn, how to bond, what the PvP battles are. So you go over this to get a full understanding of what the game is about, how it works, the mini-map, good explanation, the scenarios, the raids, and then the breeding. So if you're one of the lucky players who owns 2 chicks of level 45, so you need to be able to play and participate in the game to get the breeding benefits. Very important. Holding an NFT alone is not enough. Very important. Which means that if you're actively involved in the project and you want to do breeding, it's great because you need to have an active account, where most of the NFT holders in the current market will not. So if you're not in it for the long term, you have a clear disadvantage right here. Your Sol egg will hatch within 7 days, 1 week, to bring it live a new brand NFT. Awesome. This new SolChick will share the genetic features of its parents. Awesome. More information on the game mechanics. Okay, be warned, each SolChick can only breed 7 times during their lifetime, so make sure you are completely satisfied with the pairing you have chosen. SolChicks cannot breed with their parents or their siblings, and cost associated with breeding in both Chicks tokens and Shard of Love will increase proportionally to the number of SolChicks laid by each SolChick. So they cannot breed with their parents or siblings. That makes kind of sense, even for a video game. They can only breed 7 times, and after that they cannot breed anymore. And every time you breed in Chicks tokens and Shard of Love that is required to breed will go up in cost, right? Okay. SolChicks farm, you can earn blah, 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 blah. Okay, so more information on how the land works, how the gangs work, the marketplace. But it's all still quite basic as they haven't released anything of this yet. The team, so a big overview of the team again. Oh, let's go back. The core team members, the partners, the marketplaces, the partners, so a lot of these partners. So FAQs, what is an NFT? What are SolChicks? How are they created? How do I own one? Okay, so all not that interesting. And then conclusion. right? One thing that I was missing, which we will see in the pitch deck, is a more accurate distribution of the tokenomics, right? So in the white paper, they really go into detail on their game, on the NFTs, not as much focused on the investors, which makes sense because that's in the pitch deck. The only thing that really has true value to scope the price of the SolChicks, how it's going to work and everything, is the tokenomics. Which is fine, because next up we have, so we have the game mechanics, and then we have the pitch deck. The pitch deck is my go-to thing for SolChicks. So the game mechanics basically gives you a full, I would say, more boring background about the spells they use, how the game works, yada yada yada. The battle, the effectiveness, the pets, the breeding, the traits, how they work, how you get basically to that level, right? So the chance of occurring that you get a legendary when breeding, very low. You need this, you need that. How does the economy work? So the game economy, I think, is important. So where basically the breeding, the farm happens, which direction things moves, your SolChick account, your wallet, and everything discussed here, just to have a basic understanding of the project, right? It's not always in my research about what's going to make me the most money, what do I need to do, why do I need to do this. It's also just to understand how does this game actually work, and every time the game adds a little bit more of credibility, or it's taking use cases, features from other projects, like for example Axie Infinity, which has been extremely successful before. If you replicate the same pattern as something that has been extremely successful, it doesn't mean you will be successful, but it's more likely that you will be successful. So those odds, I would say, are quite important. Okay, pitch deck. Pitch deck time, guys. Pitch deck. Right, this is my favorite thing, basically. So here they start off very strong. They start off with games that have done the same pattern in the past. So they have Axie Infinity, Decentraland, Sandbox, all the metaverse gaming type of things. Gala Games, Illuvium, they got Alice, they got Star Atlas here. What's important is that most of these are in the Ethereum blockchain, and this is the only one on the Solana blockchain, which you will see at a later stage. That I will pick this one back up again. But you can see that the ROI on these projects has been incredible, right? That's basically what they're trying to prove here, that the ROI is there and that is significant. Axie Infinity is the prime example of success play to earn with a $7 billion valuation since their coin launch only 18 months ago. Facts, I agree. When I started looking into SolChicks, one of the first things I did was layer projects. So I put all the gaming projects in a chart, which I will do for the Solana blockchain later in this video, to get an idea of what the actual behavior pattern could be. If 99% of the games are successful because they use a certain element, your project uses that element, it doesn't guarantee success, but it's more likely to be successful. Right, so it gives some information. 300 Ethereum most expensive ever sold. Okay, so this is all about Axie Infinity, which I don't think is a good example because it's a different blockchain, but they try to explain here or create the understanding for the investors where the opportunities are in the market. Axie's top markets, world top gaming markets, right? There are some similarities, but there's a lot of potential left, a lot of untapped potential, which I think they also say somewhere here. Traditional user markets remain vastly untapped. Exactly what I just said, right? So obviously I read this more than 10 times, this pitch deck. Revenue Diablo, League of Legends, they can make a comparison about who played the game, who didn't play the game, and the opportunity in the market present. Now they clarify here why they pick Solana as a blockchain instead of Ethereum, solely because it's a lot faster and the costs are significantly less, which convinced me that why, if we look at this chart, are you not launching on Ethereum as a blockchain while these projects are all doing extremely well? Why did you choose Solana? Well, obviously they knew that question was coming, so they basically say, is Solana the real Ethereum killer? Price is up an extra 40 times over 12 months. It's not all hype. There's some brilliant technology behind this. And Ethereum has competition of Solana. Well, obviously, I already knew that. Solana play-to-earn gaming is still in its infancy compared to other blockchains. So Solana has the big ones, Star Atlas, Aurora, DeFi Lands, and Ethereum has a lot of different games, right? The biggest ones probably Illuvium, Axie, Sandbox Metaverse is on there. Decentraland, those are the ones that my neighbor Alice that are really spiking. Interesting, because this one I would have left out by myself, because I'm like, okay, so why don't you just do the less innovative one and just follow the pattern of success? But they decided to go with Solana, and they have somewhat of a good argument, I would say. All right, so again, come back to the SolChicks, the rarity, 4 ways. You can see that the gameplay is very narrow here, because investors don't really care that much about what the game actually is. We just need to know some background information on the game. How owners earn, well, that is very much important. So we know they can get SolChicks, the breeding, the rewards, the in-game, all that shit. All right, we started SolChicks on 3rd of September. That's important, because here we're creating a timeline. Right now, we're 2 months later, 2.5 months, at about the what's it today, 17th of November, something like that. This is what we've already achieved. 5,000 NFTs, 55 Discord members, 55k Twitter followers, 30k on Telegram. So right now, just a couple of days after the pitch deck was updated, so I received this updated version 2 days ago, right? So no, a day and a half ago. So a day and a half. 55 on Discord. How much is the Discord right now? 65, so 10,000 additional in a day and a half. 55k on Twitter, almost 70k on Twitter. Where's the fucking pitch deck? Oh, here we go. And 30k on Telegram, which I think the Telegram has 51k right now. So in a day and a half, the hype is real, it's exploding. 70 plus docs team, 120 VCs call investors. And I'm actually as well in the private Telegram channel for the private investors of SolChick, which is quite cool. That's why I get like insider information as well. 20 launch pads, that's one thing I'm going to touch upon later, which has been quite extreme. 50 plus partnership, 90 countries, playable demo. Okay, cool. Here they have all the partners. I was looking specifically for the capital partners, which are at the bottom here. So Banta Capital, I looked up these companies, but they basically are all like blockchain investors, right? Okay, development team in Korea. SolChicks now team across all key verticals, which makes sense. Again, they dox the team. Timeline, tokenomics. Okay, so here we go. Token name, supply, TGE unlocked 5%, exchange liquidity excluded, right? 5% on TGE unlock has actually been changed to 1.7%. The vesting schedule, this is the one I said. Tokenomics is cool, but I need to know the vesting as well. Which of the private seed, which is right here, 10% of total flow, they have a 6-month cliff. So they get 5% on the token generation event, then they have a 6-month cliff, and then 16 months of linear vesting, which would be about, I think, 5.5% a month. For the private pre-sale, which is right here, 4.3%, they have a 10% TGE, 3-month cliff, and then 12 months linear vesting. Then for the public pre-sale, which is the one I'm involved in, and hopefully you are too, 3% of the total tokenomics, 25% TGE, and then 25% per month for 3 months. Okay, so this all makes sense, right? So this is very good, which means that we will not have 50% TGE on none of the levels. The private seats, which are the long-term investors, which got the cheapest rate as well, they get very little of their tokens. So we can expect, obviously, a small dump on the launch, which is normal, but it will not be significant, right? If the marketing is done properly, there will still be a huge spike on the launch, and anybody who might drop their coins from these 3 groups, they will just buy the dip, right? It will just be eaten up. The ecosystem, 2.5% on TGE. Exchange liquidity, obviously vested at TGE, because they need to provide the liquidity. On the game development, there's a cliff. On the team, there's a huge cliff of 6 months. This is obviously linear, and this is also linear, but it's only 1.5%. So that all looks good. They have made it into a graph here, and there's a legal disclaimer. But the TGE unlock is actually 1.73%. So from the total supply, the market cap would be 9 million on launch, which I expect to rise quite quickly, and I will tell you why. I think right now, let's go over the social channels first, the NFTs, and then I'll do my price prediction, because I think we are running quite long. But basically now we have vested We have investigated the website, the game, the NFTs, the background, the white paper looks good, the pitch decks look good. So far, no really weird shit. That's basically what you're looking for. You're not looking for what is amazing, because everybody tells you that their project is amazing. Everybody tells you your project will go to the moon, you will make $1 million, everything is going to be great. No, you want them not to tell you this, right? We don't need hype projects, we don't need hype shit. I need clear information, and I need my answers questions. If I have questions which have not been answered, the company has not done a good job in making a pitch deck or their white paper. So far, I have no questions. I did have additional questions about the tokenomics. They sent me an updated tokenomics sheet, which answered my questions. I had one additional question, which was a lot more advanced, which I didn't expect them to answer at all. But he wrote me a private message, Alex, answering that question. So all in all, that's like trust, right? There are so many shit projects out there. When we do research, they need to take away that fear. They need to create a bond between you and the project, like they did with me. And that's why I'm so hyped, right? That's why I'm so hyped about this. Let's go to the socials. Okay, so Discord, Twitter, Telegram. Those are their primary channels. They have a little bit more. They have Medium, Facebook. I don't think it's super active. Reddit. Let's see. Yeah, it's only 141 followers. But they do update it consistently. 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, okay. And then 20th of October. In their Reddit, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 4 days ago. It's also not their primary channel. So the primary channels are Discord, Twitter, Telegram, right? I already shown you on the Telegram. Let's start with that. It's been very active, right? So if you look at the amount of messages, this is just while recording this video for you guys. It's absolutely mad, the amount of messages they get. And how well they respond. So again, they posted this morning that they reached 50K, and I think yesterday they reached 40K. So they are increasing the total following count like 20-25% per day. Here is like updates, game developers, gameable demo, read more. Is trending. SolChicks is trending in terms of the top collections and Sol and art, so that's also really cool. There's an AMA, which I haven't downloaded yet, but I will download and listen to. So they are very much engaged, right? They have different tiers on the pre-sale, which comes back like literally almost every 2 minutes, which they answer, which is good. On Discord, it's quite interesting that they have quite an advanced setup, I would say. So they have all the IDOs, the roadmap, you can ask questions, how it works, the charts, how that works, basically from the pitch deck, just cut up, right? AMAs, you can even like shoot in tickets for support, you got memes, suggestions, questions, levels, and invites. This is already paused. Rarity, which I like, so you can check the rarity of your SolChick. They have a real-time feed of the sales of the SolChicks. I don't know. Oh, here's CHICKS Sold. So you can see how many NFTs are being sold and where they're being sold, which is like absolutely ridiculous. So where's the time on Discord? Oh, here. So 11:32, which is 7 minutes ago, one was sold. Half an hour ago, one was sold. And basically this goes on. Basically what you want to look for is what the bid floor is. The current bid floor for these NFTs is between, I think, 7 and 10 Solana. But yeah, these communities are great. They're active. They're answering questions, which I think is very important, right? That these communities are active. When you go to that Twitter, there's like consistent updates. And one of these updates is venture capital partners. So BCA investments here. The launch pads, and that's something obviously I mentioned before I would touch upon later, and here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different launch pads, which are just in this image. Yeah, so that's 7 launch pads. Then Game Station, which was not on the list, is 8. Bull Perks 9, Super Launcher 10, Starterra 11. They're doing so many different launch pads. Here's another venture capital partner, GD10 Ventures, which is I think the company also behind Star Atlas, who backed games such as Star Atlas, which is obviously amazing. CoinXpad is a launch platform. The SolChicks NFTs are listed on FTX, which I think is very bullish sign. But anyway, the launchpads, what it basically means is if you're across that many launchpads with a decent allocation still, like 200 grand each, there has to be done a lot of marketing, right? There are a lot of eyeballs on this project, especially coming up next week. The platforms start to announce it. So basically, for this example, Bullperks announced it, Starterra announced it. What means is that more eyeballs come onto the project and the hype becomes more and more and more real, which obviously creates a lot of demand. With limited supply drives up the price, right? Just basic marketing economics. So that's one good thing. Yeah, an additional good thing is the venture capital companies backing this, right? It's a pattern. Again, I'm not looking for guaranteed success. I'm just looking for things that are pointing me in the right direction, or something that shows me like, hey, maybe that's not a good thing. But so far, we haven't found anything yet, except obviously the official game not being live. But for most of these projects, that is the case. So big venture capital partners. This one is major for me. We are going to review some coins in a second that have launched on Solana, are play to earn, and what their performance has been. They all launch on the Solana dexes first, like Radium and shit. And what happens is they all get listed by FTX, right? So SolChicks, I think this was yesterday, yeah? Yeah, yesterday. So today is November 18, yesterday was November 17. SolChicks got their NFT listed on FTX US, the NFT marketplace, which is obviously makes a lot of sense. If they have a deal right now to list the NFT, then next week after the coin is launched, the coin will be on FTX quite quickly, right? Because the partnership is already there, the contacts are there, probably the contract is already signed. It's just a matter of time, which I believe 1 + 1 = 2, right? Or in this case, to the moon. But the FTX US, I think, is a good indicator. Basically, now we have discussed the socials, we have discussed the white paper, the pitch deck. It's all looking good, right? No red flags. We're just looking for red flags and there's nothing yet. So now I would say I'm comfortable. Yeah, I need to know more about these NFTs because these NFTs are the core. So I go, well, let me do the basics. I go to Marketplace, FTX, Magic Eden, Solana Art, Digital Eyes, SolC, SolShop. Well, Digital Eyes not, because that one doesn't work that well. All right, SolShop. Okay, sort by low to high. I want to know how much do these things actually cost. Okay, 9.5 is the floor here. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. They have quite about less than 40. Oh, they have more here, but these are all not listed. So they have the entire collection here. Okay, these are not listed. So it goes from basically all the way to 100 Solana from 10 Solana. And there's only like 15 for sale here, 20 maybe the most. And this is not really a big marketplace, but keep in mind bid floor 9.5. And does it say what kind of quality this is? Royalties 5%. Okay, rarity common. So 9.5 Solana for a common. Okay, sort by price. Price this way? Yeah. Okay, also 9.5 Solana for I would assume to be a common. Uncommon. All right, this one is uncommon. I already hate this website because it's not filtering properly. Uncommon. So 9.5 Solana for an uncommon. Okay. And the price shoots up quite quickly, which usually means they don't have that many, and they don't, right? They only have like 14 of them. So this is also not really a good marketplace. But again, 9.5 Solana floor. I know Solana Art is the one I use, which is quite big. Let's look at FTX first. Okay, they have 3 of them. They have one of the, I think, legendaries. You have to bid on it. This is like a mythic one or a legendary one. There's not that much information on it. Oh, here, rarity rare. It's like, I thought it was like special because it's like grayscale, but it's not. And I think they're all, oh, okay, so it's no longer listed. Maybe these already got sold, maybe. So FTX doesn't have that many yet. And Magic Eden does have many. So the floor price is 7.75. Total volume, a lot of Solana all time, almost 12,000 Solana. The average sales price in the last 24 hours was 8.46 Solana, so decent. It's about, how much are we talking? 1.6k. Total listed 70 right now. 7.75 is the bid floor. They have a lot more here, right? 60 total, in which you can see that for a starting price, that's decent, so it gives you a good indication. The activity, I think, is very important, but there's consistent sales today, yesterday, 2 days ago, right? The whole feed is basically full of listings, so that makes sense. There's demand for these things. But let me give you Sol and Art, because this is the one that I used specifically, I think is the most useful to bring across my point on these NFTs, right? I want to see the latest sales. Yes, 2 minutes ago, 15 Solana, 10 Solana, okay, is good. 7 is the bid floor right now, but on rarity, commons 7, uncommons 7.75, rares 9.69, the cheapest ones, yeah? Mythical 55, legendary 369 Solana. So we're talking about times 200-ish at the moment. So the floor is about 1400 here, 1500, 2000, 100,000, 700,000? Yeah, that's crazy. So these are the legendary ones. So the cheapest one is this, the most expensive one is this one. It also say probably legendary 0.13, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I want to see a trend, yeah, which you can do here at the history. So that's what I like. So they got started on September 25, 33 sales, 1.6 Solana. So it goes 1.6 Solana, 1 Solana. Here it goes up. Yeah, maybe a marketing announcement. Here, average price 5 Solana, but it goes down again to 1 Solana, right? And the sales are between 1 and 40, right? Here, there's maybe a little bit more, like 70 on one day, but between on average 1 and 40, right? Now the announcement came here of the IDO that you can hold these NFTs to get more IDO allocation, and the price basically went up. So 50 sales, 60, 92, 118, 135, 233, 73, 27, because here they closed the whitelist. People were buying too many, there was too much demand, and you only know this, obviously I know this because I'm active in these communities, but for me, fortunately, I bought, I think this or this day, somewhere here. So I bought mine for an average purchase price of 3.4 Solana, which is average across 1 rare, 10 uncommons, 4 commons, which means I was there at the right time, because on the price of the NFTs alone, I made over 100% ROI, which you could see in my previous videos. At that time, I've already done all my research and everything. So the upward trend of these NFTs is obviously happening. Right now, you can only hold 1 NFT to get the guaranteed allocation for the IDO. So the momentum is slowing down, which you can see in this chart perfectly, right? So we're gonna go down. The bid floor might come down a little bit. Before the 24th of November, they will take a snapshot to see who's eligible for the pre-sale whitelist to get the guaranteed allocation, which means that you cannot hold in your private wallet, which let me see. So the whitelist, so the first one is full, right? And if you don't know how this works, check out my previous videos on SolChicks. I discuss it all there. So you can only do the priority whitelist right now. So basically you hold 1 NFT, not listed on a secondary market, and get an individual cap of $2,000 with 25 TGE, 3 months linear vesting. Or you can do lottery, which I wouldn't recommend. I would just go for this one, buy 1 NFT. So you can imagine people are going to buy 1 NFT per wallet. You can still do multiple wallets, but it's not as inviting, of course, as holding 10 NFTs in 1 wallet, which obviously is the diamond tier, which I'm part of. So what I assume that on the 24th, people were going to dump these NFTs because the snapshot has been taken. They don't actually want to play the game in the long term. The price will come crashing down. However, I bought them at 3.4. The floor right now is at 7. I expect it to rise to maybe 8, 9, 10 Solana, which means that if it does crash below 3.4 Solana, my original purchase price, I'm going to fill my bags with these NFTs. You need these NFTs to play the fucking game, and they're only 10,000. In circulation after the IDO, only 5,000. right? So before the third minting, I want to control a big portion of the market as I'm a big investor. So one of the price predictions that I have just for the NFTs, not even for the coins, is that after the 24th, the biggest buying opportunity for SolChicks NFTs maybe ever will happen. Because obviously we can look back, one Solana here is great, but we weren't there. Yes, it has already occurred, it will not occur again. Now the floor is 7 Solana. I assume that it will drop back significantly. So maybe 3-4 Solana. I will buy probably up to 300 NFTs, right? If I can. Maybe 100, maybe 50, right? It depends on the price. If the price goes down to, let's say, 1 Solana, and there's maybe 60 listed, I buy all of them, right? Or 350 listed, I buy all of them. Because 350 is maybe a little crazy, but it's just not me, right? I have Michael here in the office. I have a whole Discord group. I have the Telegram group of people that also hold a lot of these NFTs. And I think if it goes from 1 to 7, and then from 7 to 3, then that's the opportunity, especially as soon as the game is released, the bid floor will go up. So that's a good opportunity right there. I'm telling you right now, 3 to 4 Solana, maybe 3 more so than 4, will be your perfect entry price when the price dropped after the 24th. I will make a video on it at that moment, so do not be worried, but this is a good indication. The trend of these NFTs is hot coming up to the IDO, but I already know that's the first red flag that I notice is they do not require you to hold the NFT until after the IDO when the price of the coin comes out, because people will be hyped about that. You can dump it before. So all I've done before so far is all good news, good news, good news, good news. But this is, in my opinion, one red flag. I would say hold these NFTs at least long term, or have them make a commitment to stake it, the NFT or something. Now they're just letting it go. After the 24th, you don't need these NFTs anymore. If you do not care about the game, you just want your guaranteed IDO allocation, and they're going to flood the market with these NFTs. Fortunately, there are people like me, a little bit more interested in the long term of this project, who are going to pick these NFTs up, hopefully for cheap and make a lot of money. But we'll see about that. This is everything for the NFTs. Now, the most interesting part, SolChicks price prediction. It is finally time after almost an hour, I think, worth of talking. I'm going to go to CoinMarketCap. I go to categories. I go to gaming, because that's where we are, play to earn. And I'm going to open, let's say, the top 10 projects. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so what we already know is that most of these projects, according to the pitch deck, have performed well. What I want to know is I want to know Solana-based projects. So this is Ethereum, which I don't want, Ethereum, which I don't want, Ethereum, Ethereum. I don't know what the fuck this is. Not Solana, not Solana, not Solana, not Solana, not Solana. So this is exactly what I did in the beginning, which means that you have to go through this entire fucking list, which is a long ass list, of which half are not even games. They are related to games, but they are not games. And you'll notice that almost nothing is Solana, right? And I want to know specifically, I know these games perform well. I know that the volume is great. I know that the games are super hot, the metaverse is hot. I want to know how Solana games perform, because that's the big difference. So I can click here on Solana, and then we have Solana specific projects. So you get the DEX and everything like that. And now I'm just going to go look through the game. So Star Atlas is a game I know. Yeah, I got the Star Atlas Summit coin, but I don't know many of these games. Frontier sounds like a game. Soul Farm, Dex Lab, they don't sound like games. Cryo War, that sounds like a game. I didn't know that was on Solana. Yeah. Okay, so now I have 3. Normally I will pick up 10, but I'll just give you the example of what I'll look for. So these are all Solana blockchain, yeah? All time chart, Frontier. Let me just check if that's an actual game. It's not. Okay, so we need one more game. And I know Cryo War is a game, all-time chart, it just launched. All right, let's see. Solana blockchain games. Oh, mate, there's a full overview here. That's awesome. Okay, let's pick up. Look, SolChicks is there. It's the #1. That's crazy. I didn't even see that before. But it's in development side. This one is already live. So let's do Epic Hero. Epic. It's not even on the list. Epic Hero 3D NFT. Here we go. Check out the website. Okay, that looks like a playable game. Good. Okay, all time. So what we want to look for is we want to look similarities in the graphs, right? Oh, this has Binance Smart Chain though. Solana blockchain games. That's sometimes you gotta go back and forth, guys. Oh, it says the blockchain right here. Okay. Magic Beasties. Genopats. That's the one that also launched yesterday, which I cried a little when I missed it. For real though, I love that game. Geno. I looked at it, looked like Pokemon. Oh my god, it's gone up even more. Oh my god. Anyway, very sad. Very sad right now. Yeah, so what you do is you look at these websites and you see if there's similarities. So the similarity is SolChicks looks great, this fucking game looks awesome, right? Look at the design, look at the menu, it looks like super futuristic and shit, it looks great. Star Atlas has been around for a lot longer time. So this launched literally yesterday. It was listed on CoinMarketCap today. Star Atlas listed over half a year ago, more than half a year ago. Star Atlas still very much universe driven. Looks quite cool, looks quite techy. Holy shit, what's going on? All right, experience, dang, dang, dang. Okay, cool. Cryo War was listed 5 days ago. Open the website. Okay, looks less cool, but still a lot of information. Okay, this looks cool. Yeah, it looks solid, looks solid. Okay, so the similar pattern is they all look good, which is a good indicator. So remove these websites. You check all their socials, you go basically the same pattern, right? Now, what I'm looking for specifically when making a price prediction, I'm going to do 3 projects. As I said, normally I do at least 10, but I layer the projects. So basically what I'm looking for is the charts. So Cryo War launched and opened at about 184. So I want to know Cryo War IDO price. What did it cost? I'm going to participate in a SolChicks IDO for 5 cents. What can I expect the listing price to be? Because I get 25% TGE. I can sell, I can hold. What do I do? All right, so the return since the IEO, here IDO, 2.8 cents. Average return 50x. Right, all right, sweet. Raised amount, 150 bucks. Okay, raised amount, it's all 50x. Oh, here, private price is 77x. So obviously we're not going to get a private price. I do get a little discount. So because I'm at the Diamond Hand Tier 1, I get a 10% discount. And I'm also a VIP member, so I get 5% discount there. But 20% TGE, 20% TGE, I'm going to get 25% TGE. And this is 0%, then remaining 80%. Okay. But like about 50 times, right? 50x. Star Atlas IDO price. So Star Atlas has been around for a lot longer time, so do take that into consideration. But it did about a 95x. So 95x as of the price of today, 12 cents, and it reached 24x. So this is about 200 times after IDO. Now the question is, how stable was that? Quite stable. So it basically launched right here, bang, did good return. Then it dropped a little bit. Probably this was like the initial IDO sell-off because there's like an hour, 2 hours. So between an hour and a half, there was an additional drop. What I expect is when SolChicks goes live, that they will say you can claim your tokens 1 hour after the launch of Heaven. This has not been confirmed. This is what I think. This is usually what these gaming projects do. 1 hour after the product has been live on the DEXs, the decentralized exchanges, you are allowed to claim your first 25% of your tokens and potentially sell them if you want to. So this is what happens here. It got listed, they drive up the price, right? High demand projects, these gaming projects, and then they dump. So that's the pattern, right? Did that happen with Cryo War? Price goes up and they dump, right? So that's normal. Did that happen with Genopads? Price goes up and they dump, right? There's always the initial dump of people who want to take profit, and here is maybe like a little bit more even of a dump. But Star Atlas so far, 95%, 200% at the all-time high. Crazy. Genopats, oh, see, I already looked that up. Genopats IDO price. Part of my research, I already looked it up, how much it cost. 80 cents. So right now, sitting at about $19, it did about 25 times return. 25 times. This one did 50 times so far, and this one did 200 times at the all-time high, right now 100 times. All right, so I'm looking for SolChicks at a 5x. So obviously, maybe I'm lowballing what I'm doing. However, take into consideration the market cap. So SolChicks is launching at 9 million market cap. So if we take 10x, which this one has done a 25x, the market cap would be double the one of Genopats. Right? If we do a 30x, yeah, we would be at 270, so we would be right below Star Atlas, which is very significant. When we do a cryo war, so 30, which would be like a 3x, right, to be on the same level as cryo war, and that's why the market cap and the tokenomics are that important, right? We're looking at the market cap. Not specifically the fully diluted market cap, because not that many of the tokens will be in supply. When I go to my actual NFT sheet that I have a tab for SolChicks where I have some calculations. So my buy-in is 20,000 for a token price of 4.5. So this is the diamond hands, this is the VIP. This is the tokens that I will get. This is the first fasting, second fasting, third fasting, fourth fasting across the months, right? Then the average buy price, I didn't take the weighted average. I just put like 0.046 for the quick calculation, right? Price on launch. If we do a 5x, that would be 23 cents. I gain about 150,000 minus 30, 120,000. And then it basically goes up to what would happen if we do like 100x. So I think this will happen, right? Which I will highlight. So with a 5x, the total gain would be 150,000 minus the additional 30,000 investment, excluding the gain of the NFTs would be 120,000 gain. But obviously you can only sell the first fasting, you need to hold this. Then the third one, which has this potential, which I would be like a dream, would be making $500,000 total gain, initial gain over $100,000 if it reaches 69 cents. However, the market cap is obviously important. So we have a market cap of 10 billion, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's a TGE of 1.7%. So that's 0.0017. So this is basically the tokens in distribution on launch. So this is total supply, and this is tokens on launch, or supply on launch, whatever you want to say, which is about 770 million, I think. So if this is 0.05 on launch, that would be, oh, well, 8.5 million, not 9 million market cap, 8.5 million. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, it's so fucking small. Can I zoom in? That's why I'm wearing these glasses. I'm a little blind, eh? Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 2, 4, 5. Yeah, so 8.5 million. So 8.5 million at, this is 0.05, right? So what would happen at 0.10, or at least, let's just add 5 cents every single time to the price, and then see what would happen all the way until like 55 cents. Oh, wait. No, is that correct? Fuck's happening? I don't think I'm doing it correct, no. Okay, so what did I do for this calculation? Ah, all right, fuck, I fucked it up. So this one, which we need to fix in a second, times this one. So I'm just going to fix this one. All right, there we go. So this is basically cut the zeros. 8.5 is this divided by 1 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8.5 million, 17 million, 25 million. So these are the market caps. Yeah. So when we look at Cryo War with 30.1 market cap, 30.1 would be around 20 cents, which would be about 5x, right? So 5x on a thing, and we already destroyed Cryo War on the non-diluted market cap, right? So not the fully diluted, because they also have like 1.4 billion in fully diluted. Star Atlas, fully diluted 4.6 billion, 286 million on launch. We will get 286. Well, we can go very high if we want to reach 286, right? So we can go 286, which would bring us around 165. 165. It's like a 35x to meet Star Atlas. I would say extremely unlikely that we would do this because this game has been the Solana flagship. Yeah, just unlikely. And then Genopats with a 56 million, not as big, right? 56 million would basically be here. So 0.32. 0.32 would be around a 7x, probably. Still tremendous gains, right? So this is what you do times 10, basically, right? At the same time, you want to look for the demand of these projects. So one thing you could try is put in the search term Genopats worldwide for, let's say, the last 30 days. Yeah, because this was basically the launch that was happening. All right, over time, cryptocurrency is the main topic. Philippines, Canada, France, Brazil, Vietnam were the main regions. Right, now we don't want to know the cities. So now I want to compare it with SolChicks as a search term, which you can see that the Genopats for the last 30 days had a lot more significant search than SolChicks. However, SolChicks now building up, right? So if we look at here, interest for SolChicks, Philippines, Thailand, UK. So definitely still strong on the Genopats' favor. And these are things to be taken into consideration when making the analysis. Yes, obviously the biggest hype comes at the end, just before the launch, right? So the reason why this is spiking is just because days before the launch. However, SolChicks has been performing consistent basically as of October, which is something to say for the project. So this is something you could consider. There's a lot of more data banks that you could look into to make use of that pattern, right? Again, compare the white papers, look at the quality, compare the social media followings, compare the following, see how the patterns are. And all that really is, it's a price prediction. It's an estimate, right? You're trying to look for what could potentially happen. So what I think could potentially happen is a 15x. If a 15x happens, I'm extremely happy. I'm super smart. Yet I know is that I haven't done this too many times. You know, I've been reading white papers for the last 3-4 weeks. I do not know anything, basically, right? That's my conclusion. So I try to understand as much as possible. The reason I'm doing this because I want to make the best investment into SolChicks that I can make by trying to see what my ROI is. At the end of the day, I'm an investor. I'm not going to play this game full time. Maybe I'll play it a couple of times, but I'm an investor. I'm looking to make money, right? So I research these NFTs. I've researched this project. And that's why I'm saying, like, on a normal day, I spend about, in my free time, right? Because I also own 2 advertising companies that keep me occupied. I own a software company. I keep very busy, but in the evenings, 4 hours a day, I spend researching projects, and usually that's 1 or 2 projects that I research, because I can very quickly see that the 5 other ones I plan to research are crap. They either do not meet the basic criteria. If I say 3 to 5 red flags, I'm out, right? I'm out. And a lot of people supply me with projects, and I'm like, okay, thank you. My list is already quite big, but I moved through the list quite quickly, actually, because most of these projects are just straight garbage, right? And that's what you have in a market where there's high risk, high reward, little regulations. It's basically an open market. You're free to do what you want, so to say, right? But I try to minimize my risk, and all I really know is that I don't know anything. Right? I'm just trying to do this to the best of my capabilities. I wanted to show you today what I actually do in terms of research. I tried to put it in 1 hour. As I said, it takes me about 4 hours per project. Take that into consideration on average, sometimes longer, sometimes less. That's just the initial research, right? Then I keep up to date every single day, which also takes time. But this is what I do. This is how I research my products. This is how I try my best to make the right decisions for my investments, and I hope you appreciate it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Next week, exactly 1 week from now, almost on the hour precise, we will know if I was correct or if I made a huge mistake. So every single day I'm going to upload another video on the SolChicks in this playlist that you're watching right now, so you can check the next video if it's available already to see how it actually played out, if I was right or if I was very wrong. Either way, investments carry risk. Always do your own research. And now you have some form of idea what you could do to basically eliminate the red flags as much as possible. Reduce the risk, because that's all you really can do. Right? Investments carry high risk and therefore high reward. You can never know what the market will do. Nobody can look into the future, but all we can try to do is minimize our risk. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or any additional information you would like to know, feel free to ask your questions in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one.